What's going on YouTube? JT is Reborn here, and welcome back to another edition to my DC comic book reviews. And in this video, we're talking about DC vs. Vampires World War V issue number 8. Sorry, I'm a little bit late on this one. I got this one, Absolute Batman, I'm going to get ready to talk about before the new comic books drop tomorrow. Sometimes I do this where I just like, if I don't make it like the first day or two, I'm just like, I'll just get it done like the day before to kind of hype up, like, you know, setting up the stage for the following day and all the other issues coming out then. So, but yeah, DC vs. Vampires World War V issue number 8. This one is written by Matthew Rosenberg. Art once again done by Otto Schmidt, and there's of course a backup storyline like there has been throughout the course of this series. And once again, there's a lot of different moving pieces throughout this thing. We have Darkseid and his army, and he's looking after the child of Mr. Miracle and Big Barda. And you have the vampires led by the Vampire Queen Barbara Gordon. Then you have someone like Damian, who's kind of working with the humans to get revenge on the vampires, but he himself is a vampire. You have Mr. Miracle's child in that hiding. You have John Constantine, who was dead, but then he's been kind of pulled into kind of like, because he was kind of in between worlds, so he gets pulled into like the House of Mystery. And you got the vampires and the humans all trying to do their stuff. There's so many different things going on within the pages of the story, and to be honest, I'm starting to lose track a little bit of the plot. And now we have another interesting revelation that happens at the end of the issue, which is kind of cool. So parademons versus different characters right here, vampires, humans, doesn't really matter. Constantine and, you know, the Spectre and, you know, a few others are kind of watching within the confines of the House of Mystery. They can see things, but they can't leave. But they can interact with somebody from beyond the grave, and that turns out to be Deadman. So they're going to use Deadman, and you also have Alfred and Raish, who are in their little storyline. That's where he comes in there. Darkseid's in there. He kills one of the vampires right there, who was kind of his intel on where the child might be. So he just decides to kill her straight. Like, Darkseid's a pure, like, asshole in this thing, and that's always pretty fun. Of course, Raish is Batman within the pages of this particular story. Alfred is a Green Lantern. I do enjoy the dynamic between those two and how they have their interesting back and forth amongst one another. Artwork by Otto Schmidt, once again, is pretty solid. Really captures that bleak, unhappy type tone that we got within the pages of the story. And of course, you have Ali and his group. They're, you know, it seems like the humans and vampires are going to seem to kind of work together. That's kind of what we're getting at. Like, it's an uneasy alliance, especially after this war has really dragged on for a while. Now they have to kind of set aside their differences and deal with the bigger threat, which is Darkseid and Apocalypse. But then Metron comes in and is like, okay, well, I brought my family to kind of help with the situation. He's like, are you finally going to get involved to the fight? He's like, no, not me, my family. And it's none other than the New Gods. And I do like, too, that the New Gods show up here. They kind of bring this hopeful light to the pages of the storyline. As I've been reading it for like this whole time, like, what are they going to do? I didn't even really consider the New Gods showing up within this thing. I mean, you know, you have Darkseid and all that, but I'm like, okay, New Genesis and all that showing up to the pages of the story, High Father and all that. Okay, that's cool. That's good. Like, that's something I'd like to see. That may be the turning point of this never-ending war that's been going on within this storyline. Like, this is probably the key to kind of turn the tables, like turn in favor of like the humans and all that, who have been in a really bad place ever since this storyline really kind of began. But will that like solve the things? Will they find a cure? I don't exactly know, but this is their chance to kind of fight against Darkseid. Like, I wonder how the storyline will end. Will the vampires all die? Will they find a means of pure coexistence the way things were before? Or will there be a cure or something? I don't exactly know, but I think bringing in like the High Father and all the characters from like New Genesis is an interesting way to go about with this thing. It's not what I would have expected as the storyline had like begun, but I'm all for it. Let's see what happens with this thing. So in terms of that, like I said, Matthew Rosenberg is the writer on this one. Otto Schmidt did the art on it. Once again, pretty good art. And I do like too that like as they show up, like we've had this really bleak tone like look throughout the book, but then the New Gods show up, and then all of a sudden it feels like this hopeful light comes in. Is it going to be a false flag? I don't exactly know, but we'll just have to see. Then in the backup storyline, we have written by Shane McCarthy and Fabio Veras, the artist. It's about Wildcat. Now, at first, I'm like, is this Batman? Because he even ends up going to the Batcave. But no, it's Wildcat. But it looks like Batman because he steals one of the cowls and some of the stuff from the Batcave. He's looking for his son. And he eventually finds it. He's like, oh, finally, there's my son. Oh, wait, he's a vampire. Oh, no, to be continued. And that's kind of it really for the backup. I think the art's really strong, though. So that to me is like the main highlight of that thing as well. So, but yeah, DC versus Vampires, World War V, issue number 8. We're at the point now where there's so many different moving pieces, and I may kind of get lost a little bit in terms of the plot after a while, but I just know, okay, 3 main forces, Darkseid, humans, vampires, and then I guess the new gods are coming in to kind of be that fourth little faction. And of course, there's some characters within that kind of gray area, like in between, like which allegiance they're on. They may be like vampiric, like Damien, but he's still kind of on the side of the humans because he wants revenge as well. So, and look at this, the cover. Isn't it weird to see like Raz's Batman? But I don't know, visually it looks kind of cool. So yeah, but I mean, I've been enjoying it. I like the fact that the new gods are showing up. I like the dynamic between Alfred and Raish. I think that one's pretty interesting because they're basically like Damien's two grandfathers in a way. Yes, Thomas Wayne was there, but really Alfred's kind of like the Batman side, like grandfather that's just been kind of there for him since he first showed up there. So I thought that was kind of cool. So yeah, looking forward to seeing where the storyline goes from here. And yeah, so that's going to be it for this video. Let me know what you thought of it in the comment section down below. Be sure to like this video, share with your friends, subscribe to your channel, more content, hit the bell for notifications, all our fun stuff. And I will be back with another video, which is the latest issue of Absolute Batman. As always, take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.